girls shine.
These things eat what shines.
I have to have her. You will scream for years.
Stephen King's Dr. Sleep, rated R.
What's going on, Flix Talkers? We just got out of seeing Dr. Sleep, and I'm so pumped up, man.
Yeah,
I mean, even though it is a little later and I'm sick and drowsy, I mean, it might be time to go to sleep. But this movie did not put me to sleep. I think it's going to be one of those movies that is part of the niche demographic of people that love Shining.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it right when we got in there. We're like, nobody's in here.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty empty. It was not many people in the theater.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because
because it was such a good movie. I mean,
really epic.
I thought it was a perfect, and we live in a world of sequels, and you know, they just want to keep doing reboots and stuff like this.
And sequels.
This is something that was 39 years after the fact.
Yeah.
Almost 40. I think this guy, Mike Flanagan? I believe it is the director, Mike Flanagan. Now, I looked him up a little earlier. I know he had done like Oculus. Also, he did the Netflix show The Haunting on Hill House or something.
Oh, yeah.
He did that.
Haunting a House. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
He did that for 2 seasons or whatever, however many seasons. Yeah. So I hadn't seen it, so I'm not sure.
Really good show. You'd like it.
Yeah. So I'm not sure his style, but this blew me away with all the shots. It was a perfect sequel.
Oh, I agree. I thought it was a perfect sequel. It held really well. Just it all tied together, and it was just really, really, like you said, 39 years after The Shining, and to do this, and it was perfect. You know, it was a perfect sequel. Really good.
And we're coming off of a sequel or a threequel of Dark Fate last week.
Yeah.
I mean, of them trying to do a sequel off of something that came off in the 90s.
Yes.
And I let it soak in a little bit after a week, and I feel like they did not execute that well.
No, they did not in Dark Fate at all.
Yeah.
So.
Not like how they did in this one here.
Yeah.
Totally, very, very surprised by it, guys. Like I said, it's going to be for a niche demographic. I think the people that like Shining and that know about the Shining realm.
Yeah, definitely. Or like, Stephen King fans,
Yeah.
Everything like that. You read his books. I got a buddy at work was saying, "Oh, I want to finish the novel before I watch the movie." And I was like, "All right, but really, really good movie." And like you said, you gotta be that fan of The Shining, Stephen King, like we are, and you really appreciate it. But it's really, really good.
So a quick overview. I won't expand on it too much because I tend to do that a lot. But we focus on Danny a little bit, kind of just. Years later, we get grown up Danny. He is a mess.
Yeah, he's messed up.
Yeah, so 2011, Danny is messed up. He's going through a lot of drugs and just trying to fill the void of losing his father at a young age. He had a brutal. If you guys have seen The Shining, he went through hell at the end of that movie. So he's, holding that deep inside. He ends up in a new town in 2011, decides to turn his life around.
Yeah.
He was living on the streets and whatnot. After that, we get 8 years later. He's cleaned up. He's sober.
He's sober for 8 years.
Brand new
person. Touch any alcohol. No drugs.
Yeah, brand new person. He's very, very clean cut, on the right path. And he starts to discover that there is more kids out there that have the Shining. It's more prevalent in kids. He's probably the oldest one, I think.
Yeah, I think he's the oldest one.
Yeah, the oldest one that has this. And then also we get the side story of the antagonist. That's Rose the Hat.
Rose the Hat. Yeah, that's
I think they called her Rosie to a Rosalind or something. Or something like that. Her and her cult pretty much is what it is they are these soul suckers. They called it Steam.
Yeah,
also, they call it the Steam.
Like the people of The Shining, when they're in pain or they yell out, they let off the steam, The Shining.
Yeah, so it's The Shining in the physical form comes out and they suck it up, and it pretty much just, they're like ongoing vampires.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they just
exactly. Like
live forever.
They're like, they live for a long time, and they suck up the steam when somebody with The Shining is in pain, and that's what they feed off. They feed off the fear, and they feed off the pain. Yeah, and when they absorb their Shining, that person's Shining, that's when they get that ultimate power, and that's their food. Yeah, that's their food. That's what they live off. So they're like, all right, when they're going town, we got to find who has The Shining, and they're just like trying to pick them off. And,
yeah. And it's not only, I mean, you kind of think about it, but like, whoa, how are they going to find these kids? But they almost have like an inner like GPS where they can really, they have like this like mantra where they meditate and they can just kind of, the shots were amazing where there's a shot, guys, where Rose the Hat, she's kind of flying over a city and it was fucking epic. Like, it was so good. It looked really cinematography.
It was really, really awesome.
Really good cinematography, guys, and it just kind of threw you into that realm of just fantasy and like thriller and just so many genres just kind of bending the world. I got Doctor Strange vibes.
It was really well put together. I kind of chuckled a little, and not like chucking and making fun of it, but like when she's in the air, I was thinking of that part in The Big Lebowski where the dude is, floating and he's in the sky and he's flying.
Very reminiscent. But I thought she was an excellent villain, someone that needed to be stopped. She was weaker than our main character, main shining character, Abra. Yes. And she was extremely powerful.
She was, I think, like the most powerful one. And even the villain Rose the Hat's like, whoa, I've never met anybody this powerful, like, ever. This has never happened,
Yeah, so it was cool seeing them clash just basically in their minds. And I thought it was totally awesome. And then, you get Danny's character trying to help her out. And then definitely trying to heal those inner wounds from The Shining.
Yes.
From when he was a kid so he can get closure. So he can finally get closure. That's pretty much essentially what it is, guys, in a nutshell. And you get a lot of the older characters thrown in there as well. We got Carruthers. I always forget his name in the movie.
Halloran?
Halloran, yeah.
Dick Halloran.
You get all these characters that played with the mom, Wendy, Jack Torrance. You get, these characters. Yes. They're not them, and I'm so glad they didn't like CGI their face.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't so glad. CGI it, make it look cheap, and or glitchy, graphic-y.
Motion capture and that. They actually used, unknown actors from what I could see someone that looked like Wendy, and she definitely sounded like Wendy.
Oh, she definitely sounded like
the mother, and someone that looked like, Jack Nicholson a bit, and definitely had the mannerisms. So that was cool kind of seeing them. And even younger Danny was another child actor, of course, someone that looked similar to Danny when he was little. And so it was cool. It was really cool kind of showing flashbacks a little bit of those gaps that we didn't really get to see in The Shining.
Yeah, of like what happened after they left the Overlook Hotel. Mm-hmm. That's the story. It's like, well, what did happen to Danny and Wendy? And then, it puts it in there and you see it and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent. All tying up all the loose ends. Also, we get a really good friend that becomes like that befriends Ewan McGregor's character.
Yes,
that was Clifton Curtis.
Cliff Curtis.
Cliff Curtis.
Yeah.
He played
Billy Freeman.
Billy. Yeah. He had a nice little role in the film. Ended up helping him out. He trusted him. He just was like, you need a job. You need a he's a good-hearted guy.
He was just like a good person. He was just genuine good person and helped him out. No questions asked, and was there for him, and really good character.
Got him sober and got him on the right path, and it was cool. It was cool seeing their bond, and he ended up helping him in the end. Just go above and beyond, and he learned about his shining too, and it was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And the music the
music was really, really good. The music was like The Shining, that chilling, that chilling noise, the heartbeat, the loud heartbeat, the dun, dun, dun.
That part creeped me out.
And just a little, like when the lights are flickering and you hear it just,
I noticed that, and that part creeped me out the most. And I was like, oh shoot. So we get a lot of cameos from the actual, not cameos, but we get a lot of actor representation from the characters from the original Shining. So you get a lot of the people that were part of the Overlook Hotel.
Yeah.
You get that creepy like grandma in the bathtub type of thing.
Yeah, she's back. So Room 237.
Yeah, it was awesome seeing all that like nostalgia, especially since we resaw, The Shining like a week ago.
Yes.
I felt like everything was perfect. Like it ended perfectly. Like I was fine with this happening at the end.
Yeah.
I was fine with just totally everything that happened. That there is something I wanted to talk about that made me, there's probably going to be like people queasy about a child death that happens.
Yeah.
And because I think that people are a little sensitive when it comes to seeing that, and there is kind of a graphic, like extended, prolonged scene of a child getting killed And I won't say who it is because it's a spoiler, but it's kind of important to show this because it is one of their main feeding.
It is. That's
that's
how we said. That's how they get their power. That's how they get their how they live for for so long.
Yeah,
it's what they do, and it's hard. It was like, but it's important to. It's a story, and that's what it is. And
it's also it's so out of the norm of like a horror movie. Like you don't see that stuff.
Yeah.
At least nowadays you don't see too much because there's a lot of people that like to that's too much for them and stuff like that. So I think the director taking a chance on throwing that in there. I don't know if that's part of the a book or series or I don't know.
I'm not 100% because I haven't read the book myself, but I mean,
I don't know if that's part of that, but it really pulled you in a little more, even though it is a little bit kind of taboo seeing stuff like that.
I think it really wanted to, show just how evil these characters are.
And they were.
It's
they
the perfect example of you got good versus evil.
Right.
And these people will do something this heinous and this terrible. And it's just to show that their evilness and what they're going to do and what they're capable of. And, it's just... It does that whole good versus evil, just back and forth. So.
And they did a good job of the balancing act of it. And you also said, before I forget, the character of Crow.
Yes.
Yeah, you said that he was also in Westworld. And...
It's Zach McClarnon. Yeah. I hope I'm saying. I might not be saying it right, but
it's all right.
I had to look twice. But yes, he was at Westworld. He's been in Fargo season 2.
Oh, okay.
Really, really good. Yeah. Really good character actor.
I thought he played a pretty good bad guy in this film. I'd never seen him before, but he definitely had that face.
Yes.
Of someone that looked like he could kick some ass. Man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or just like a tracker. or something that that
exactly.
nature.
That's what he was in like Fargo. And he was just a complete badass in Westworld. So.
Yeah. So they had a cool ensemble. The whole lore of everything. I mean, it made it seem like that these soul seekers. I don't know if they have like an actual title, but the cult. It seemed like they had been around for hundreds of years.
Oh yeah,
at least hundreds of years.
Oh, maybe more. I don't want to say anything to spoil it, but there was a part where they were.
She had talked about some of the past
stuff they've seen, and it's like that was at least 1,000 years. You're right. Yeah, it had to be a long, long time. So
and I would love to see. I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but I would love to see either a spinoff or maybe even another sequel explaining a little bit more the back, ends of these characters, or even if there is more of these steam suckers, I guess you want to call them, of The Shining. And because I thought it was interesting.
It was very interesting
story.
It was really, because we don't see a lot like this, anymore. And it was creepy, and it was just like you got that creepy, chilling vibe, and you're watching it, and you're watching what they're doing, and you're just like, geez, it was amazing, and that's what the story is,
And it was original. That was the thing that really stuck me. Like, I kept turning to Jeremy saying, I've never seen something like this.
Yeah.
It was a very original story. Really the characters are very original. Like, I didn't feel like, I've seen that in that movie or that movie or that.
Yeah, no.
This was completely 100% Dr. Sleep. It was awesome. And I really, applaud it for that.
No, I applaud it. I give it 110. It was really awesome. Yeah. Really did a good job. They did what they wanted to do. The story was there. It just, everything fit perfectly, I thought. Yeah,
they did a great, service to The Shining itself.
Yeah.
You get a lot of homages, of course, from, the Overlook Hotel. Even little things as small as like the transition swipes. That was really heavy in the first movie. In The Shining, when you go from one scene to another scene, instead of just cutting it, it fades into the other one. Just like they did in The Shining. Exactly, so little subtle things were
just little subtleties.
Yeah, it was cool, and I really appreciated that. Long shots of just like people walking around or just creating this tension. And I thought Rose, like I said, like I keep going back to Rose the Hat. I thought she was badass. That's right. That's what I was going to say. She's from Mission Impossible movies.
Okay.
Yeah, like the last two. I don't know if you remember that.
Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, Rebecca Ferguson. I thought she was cool.
Oh, she was cool. She played such a badass, villain. One you hated. You watch her and you hate her. And you're like, man, she's terrible. She's evil.
She was evil.
But when, when an actor does that and you get that to that point where you're like, I hate them. I can't stand that. It's like they're doing their job,
Exactly.
It's like if you go in there and be like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's just like, it's not really working out. But I was just like, dude, I hate her. You know, she is awful. She's evil. Get her out of here. You know?
Yeah.
So she definitely worked it pretty well.
Oh yeah, for sure. And what'd you think about Ewan McGregor? We didn't talk about him too much.
Ewan McGregor. I really like him as an actor. He's really, really great. I thought, an older Danny Torrance. I thought he was perfect.
Did a good job.
And he got all those elements. Like you said in the beginning when he's just completely messed up and he's on drugs, and you feel all that, and he's really into that, and it's just you're just like, man, it just takes you in. And then when he gets sober up and he does that 180, and he gave a lot to it.
Yeah, it was important for them to show all that. Even though I didn't think they were going to show that, I thought it was important to add to the characteristics of Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just great. The isolation of the small town that he ended up becoming in. It was like New Hampshire or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, they showed it was cool because they didn't show big cities. Yeah. Sometimes when they show big cities, it's like, oh, okay, it's very generic, but they showed like New Hampshire, Iowa, like these very, very small towns where you think, oh shit, anything could happen anywhere.
Oh yeah. Anything, definitely.
I thought this director nailed it.
No, he did nailed really, really good.
Yeah, and I was telling Jeremy too, this guy, Mike Flanagan, he not only directed it, he wrote it. Yeah. And he edited it as well.
Yeah, it was really good. I didn't know he did The Haunting of Hill House, which is a really amazing show. Yeah. Which really creepy and got some good, it's a lot of vibes from that. Over here, Dr. Sleep. And
I heard a lot of good things about that. I might have to go watch it back and
check
watch
it out, dude. It's really good.
So overall, what do we give Dr. Sleep 2019?
On a 1 to 5 scale, I give it a 5.
5 out of 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was perfect.
I definitely give it a 5 out of 5 too, man. It blew it. Throughout the whole movie, I kept saying, "This is perfect. This is perfect."
Oh yeah, it was
so good.
It was perfect. It was so good, and it was just it all worked well, and it was just really well written and just acted, and everybody did great. It was really a good movie.
Yeah. Once again, guys, I mean, I do think this is gonna appease to the Shining fans. You got to really put yourself in that realm. It's it's almost 2.5 hours, right?
I think it was
like
2.5 hours. 2.5 hours.
Something like 2 hours, 26 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there wasn't that many people in the theater, and I was hearing people like yawning and stuff like that. You really got to kind of put yourself in that world, and you would do yourself a service if you watch The Shining, I think, before you watch
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If you haven't seen it in a while.
Definitely watch The Shining before you see this one, for sure.
It ties it all together.
Even like you said, even if you haven't seen it, The Shining, in a while, I'd rewatch it before you just watch this, because you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, and you catch little things, and things we were talking about, just little subtleties and everything.
And they use like the room that he went to go, that Jack Torrance interviewed in.
Yeah.
Like this guy like nailed it, dude. Like, and then you get to see the Overlook Hotel at the end.
Yeah,
and everything was like perfect, awesome. Like the way it was.
Like when you see the Overlook Hotel on the screen, I was just like, I was like a little kid, I was just like all giddy, and I was just like, oh, there it is, dude.
There it is.
I was like, oh yeah.
Even when you look over the lake, when they flew over the lake.
Those POV awesome. Shots when they fly over. It was so good.
Everything was really, really good. It was their director did a great job, man. He, sticking to the subject matter of it. Not only the characters of Danny and Abra and Rose the Hat, but also the Shining realm too. The Shining, totally. The Overlook Hotel. Shining.
It had, it brought in what was so great about the Shining, and then did its own thing, which was great for its own thing, and it all worked out. And people are going to compare it. Well, what's better, The Shining or?
I don't think you can. I don't think you
can compare the two. I mean, they're like the same universe, but they're two completely different movies. Yeah. And
it's a good set. It's going to be a good collector set.
Yes.
Piecing these two together for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Did you have any more?
What'd you think about the girl Abra? What'd you think about her?
I thought she was good. I thought she did a really good job.
I thought she did really good.
Yeah, sometimes it's kid actors, man. Sometimes it's a little tough, but I thought she was really, really good in this film. Also, we got the kid actor of I totally forget his name, but he was in Good Boys.
He was in Good Boys. Yeah.
So he has a part in there as well. But going back to Abra, I thought she was a really cool, clever girl. She showed really, how much power she had.
Yeah.
Pretty much from the get-go.
Oh, and she did. And she had this confidence when she was doing it, and when she got into her Shining, and you're like, oh man, she's a badass.
And she was using her shining for good too.
Like she was using it for good.
You know, I don't want to get into spoilers, but she does use it to solve a murder, and it's like, whoa, cool. Like, why aren't all these kids doing that?
Yeah, no, totally, totally.
But that was cool to see. That I really did like that.
Yeah, that was really good. The kid we were talking about, the good boys, it was Jacob Tremblay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could definitely see him on the rise as far as like more future films.
Oh yeah, definitely. For sure. He's good.
Like I said, the music was great.
The music was
I don't think it was a direct rip from the actual Shining score. I think they remade it.
I think they retweaked it.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like a little more modern a little bit, but it was great.
Yeah, it was really good. I heard Stephen King actually, liked it and gave his praises.
Oh, okay.
So
that's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna ask you too. Like, what do you think Stephen King thought about this?
Yeah, from what I heard, he gave his approval, and I'm guessing he liked it. So
and going from hating The Shining.
Yeah, because he didn't like the Kubrick Shining, and he liked this one.
Yeah, I think of the novel The Shining as being the true history of the Torrance family and the Overlook Hotel. I've been asked a lot about the Kubrick movie, and basically it is what it is, and that's fine. And I know that it has a lot of people who really, really love the movie, but I said in the afterword, for instance, in Kubrick's movie, the Overlook Hotel freezes, and in Stephen King's book, the Overlook Hotel burns, but that was the difference in temperament. He was cold and I was warm. You can't scare people unless they care about the characters. If the characters are just cardboard cutouts, it's not working.
Yeah, I say you guys definitely check it out. I know, it's going up against Midway, I think, was the biggest release this weekend.
Yeah.
Two totally different movies, but I think if you guys are thriller and Shining fans, you guys definitely need to check out Dr. Sleep.
Definitely check it out.
In the
really,
theaters.
really good.
Yeah, very creepy vibes.
Definitely in the theaters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I'll be definitely picking this up, adding to my collection.
Hands down. Get on 4K.
Sure. Oh yeah, man. All right, guys. Well, if you guys did like this review, please give it a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments below. Are you guys going to check it out this weekend, Dr. Sleep, or are you guys going to wait till VOD or streaming to check it out? Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to always get notified about content like this, guys. All right. Till next time, we're gone.
All right. Bye.
Bye.